Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com, and I am here to bring you a live paper crafting class here on Wednesday, December 29th, 2021. Can you believe the year is almost over? Crazy, right? I'm so sorry for the delay in getting on for the live. Technical issues. I'm not going to even go into it. But anyways, I'm here. So we're going to start some stamping, and I'm going to show you some new products today. I'm going to show you some step-by-step directions for making some eye-catching yet easy to make greeting cards using some new products from the catalog that will debut on January 4th. It's called our 2022 January through July mini catalog. And along with that, by the way, will be a promotion that we have every year around January. It's called the 2022 January through February celebration. So you'll want to make sure that you are paying attention to any news and information that your demonstrator, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator is sending out to you around this time. New stuff coming. I'm going to be using the Hello Ladybug stamp set, the Ladybug Builder Punch, the new Bow Punch. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And then I'll introduce you to, I think, a new set of papers too in the third card that I'm going to show you at the end. Red, yes, Tammy. Because we have ladybugs. I saw your comment just go through. I love it when you guys talk about what I'm going to wear before I actually go live. It's always fun. I try not to get distracted by those comments, but I do read them afterwards. You know, like I have to get ready for the live. And so sometimes I peek in and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're thinking I'm going to wear this or that. It's funny. Anyways, it makes me giggle. So thank you. Tell me where you're from. Tell me how long you've been a crafter. Ask questions. Tell me if you've shared the video while we're live. Any kind of comment that you put in the live comment section will get you entered into a prize drawing that Trisha and I will do at the end. And on that note, who's Trisha? Trisha Josephs. Say hello. She is my moderator. She's the one who comes and helps me out every Wednesday. I love her. She will be there to answer your questions during the live because I obviously want to teach and instruct, and I have a hard time watching the comments at the same time while I'm doing that. So she takes care of you. And so if you have to tag her in a comment, let's say you want her to see your comment right away, you'll want to type her name in. So Tricia and then Josephs, but you'll put the @ before you type. So you're going to type @ and then type her name, and her name will pop up. You'll click on it and that will tag her so that she will see it better. But anyways, yay, let's start. So let's go on from let's go look at the comments from last time. I think we'll pull those up first. Grab those and we'll move you on over to my computer, which I didn't connect yet. There we go. We're going to connect it. And there we go. There it is. And hang on. Got to get my little camera down there. All right, so we have comments that I did have time to look at and smile at. I just love reading your comments, so thank you for sharing those comments that you had. I love it when you tell me if you're new to watching for the first time, where you're from, that sort of thing. Some of you were telling me what you were doing. I love it when you tell me creatively where you're from too. The mountains, or what else did someone say? Frigid Alaska. Oh my gosh, your temperatures were very cold up there, Lori. And then some of you were saying what you could do with the tags that we had made the last video. So in the last live that I did, which was 2 weeks ago because we had a break last week for Christmas, we were making gift tags. They were kind of holiday, Christmas theme, winter theme, or whatever. And some of you were giving ideas like you could use them as bookmarks. And what was the other one that Marnie had said? Oh, ornaments on the tree. I thought those were very clever ideas, so thank you. And then you were telling me what your favorites were. That was always fun because I shared 4 different kinds of tags last week. Joanne had asked if the impressions mat from the old supplies that Stampin' Up! Used to carry would work with the new machine. And I want to say I believe so. There's not a guarantee when you use non-Stampin' Up! Products in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, but I personally have been able to convert any of the things I used with the machine that we used to carry onto the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss. So I don't think you need to worry about that, Joanne. And then Catherine, and a couple of you had said this to me. You said, can you, oops, there we go. Can you also, or I hope that you post the sandwiches that you recommended, and I completely had forgotten to do that. So as I'm reading through the comments, I said, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. So I did add them to the post. So if you go back to that video, you'll be able to see that. On that note, we do have information in the description of the video. So when you look at the description of this video, even while we're doing the live, you'll be able to see a link to a blog post. The project that I'm going to share today in oops, sorry, I'm doing something technically here. The projects that I'm going to share today are already photographed and they are ready to go on my blog at 12:15 p.m. Central Time, which is in about an hour from now. And so you'll be able to click on that link and get all the supplies, you'll get the measurements, you'll be able to get photos and all of that sort of thing. I'm going to move something away on my computer and I'm going to bring in the PDF. Now, this is something you'll also be able to access on my blog at that time. And this is a printable PDF. It contains the measurements and supply list and a couple of photographs, something that you can print off. It also has today's date so that you can be reminded of when you saw that information. So you don't have to take a screenshot. You'll be able to access that soon after this. Here we go. Oh my gosh. We have a new catalog coming, and I can't necessarily open it up yet because that is the rules. We can't actually go inside and delve into the new catalog. We also have a new brochure, like I mentioned. This is the celebration brochure, but I just want you to know that I am showing you some products from this. So let's go ahead and take a peek at what those are. We have the Hello Ladybug stamp set, and we have the Ladybug Builder Punch. Some cute products coming, right? So you'll be able to take and stamp this guy and punch it out with the body portion of the punch. You'll be able to stamp the wings and punch those out. Or you can do these separately, which is what I've done in my samples that I'm going to share with you. I actually did not stamp these first and then punch them out. I've just stamped them directly from the cardstock. We will be using a few extra stamp images to go with our cards, like the polka dots. We'll be using some sentiments. And on one of my cards, I actually used the floral image too. So lots of fun that you can do with the stamp set. It is a photopolymer stamp set, so you can see right through it when you work, which reminds me, I should pull out that Stampin' Pierce mat. Something great for stamping photopolymer stamps with. And then it is a set of 15. You've got sentiments in there. You've got some cute images. And I've got another punch for you too. This one is one of my favorites because I am a fan of paper pumpkin kits. And if you are familiar with paper pumpkin kits, they are monthly crafting kits. People who are just beginners or who don't want to own a lot of crafting supplies can just get these kits month to month, and they can build up their craft supply with stamp sets and inks and any consumables that are left over. And the thing with the average beginning crafter is they don't own the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And so punches are a great way to cut out images that you need. And when they took away our old leaf punch, I literally cried. I was so sad because leaves and flowers are like a basic thing that you use with making many cards, and now they've got one that's coming back, or that's now new, right? I also miss the circle punches, just so you know, and I know I can use retired stuff too, but I show current products. We're gonna make a card. Here we go. We're gonna be using our paper trimmer here, and we're going to cut our cardstock in half. I did not need to extend that arm. I can put that back in. We're going to cut our paper in half, and we're going to cut it in half in this direction. So it's, here, I'll zoom out just a tad. It is 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I am using just the regular basic white cardstock, but you could use thick for this. I just decided to use basic white regular because I've shared 2 other cards along with this too. And I didn't want you to feel like you needed to have everything, especially if you are new to paper crafting, okay? So we're going to cut our cardstock in half. We're going to go to the 4 1/4 inch mark, and we're going to use our darker blade. The darker blade is the one that cuts, and then we're going to move that off to the side because we don't need it now. And we're going to rotate our cardstock, and we're going to cut it again. I actually do need the arm, silly me, because we're going to cut our cardstock base a little differently than how we cut our cardstock for a lot of cards. So I am going to cut it at 8 inches. Now I suppose I could have cut in the other direction. Afterthought. Hang on. Hang on for a minute. This is what I could have done. I could have cut this way at 4 1/4 because then I would have had some even more extra cardstock. But I didn't do that. All right, so we'll just go with what we're doing here, Rachel. We're going to cut it at 8 inches now. So we're going to move to the 8-inch mark on our trimmer and slice. When I mass produced these, because I did a bunch of these for some demonstrators in my group, I actually did cut it the smart way. I just forgot. And now we're going to score at 5 1/2 inches. And when we fold this here at the score line, that will fit into our medium size A2 envelopes. So yay. We're going to use our bone folder and give that a good crease. Now this is a weird card because right now it opens like that, right? But we're going to extend this portion by bringing in some designer paper, which I've already pre-cut. But let's take a look at that designer paper first. It is called Pattern Party. And this designer paper is something that you can access if you have either a party, like a Stampin' Up! Party, or if you place an order of $150 or more. So the only way that you can get that is with what we call Stampin' Rewards money, and that is accessed once you reach the $150 mark with either accumulated orders in a party or with an individual order of $150 or more. Okay, so here are the colorful sides of that paper. You can see me spreading them all out. And then if we look at the back sides, or side B, it's black and white. Really fun. And I thought this would be perfect for doing my Ladybug cards. So I grabbed this one up, and 2 of the 3 cards that I'm going to share with you today are using that paper. Pattern Party paper has lots of bright colors in it too, but the red in it is Poppy Parade, which is why we need a scrap of Poppy Parade. And the green in it is the Granny Apple Green, favorite green. So let's pull in some of these scraps. And the next thing we're going to prepare are our Ladybug pieces and branches. So I'm going to cut from the branches a couple of the vellum leaves. I'm going to cut from the vellum a couple of branches that are vellum. There we go. So we have a couple of those. Sometimes vellum gets stuck in a punch, just so you know. Raining. It's raining vellum. There we go. And then we'll just do another one here just to make sure we have enough for all our cards. Okay, so there is that. Then let's cut a couple of the leaves, and I've got my green scraps here. Oh, you know what? I wasn't going to cut on that end, but I did anyways. Oops. And that leaf didn't turn out. Hang on. I need another Granny Apple Green scrap. And I love this color so much that I actually don't have a lot of small scraps left. I just use it all the time. So I'm going punch happy, and we're just punching out a bunch. And we're not going to use the little ones, although you certainly could if you wanted to, but they look like they've got more of a floral sort of end on them. So we won't use them, but we'll set that aside because we need that for our next card. And then from the black paper, we're going to punch with the Ladybug punch, and we're going to punch out a couple bodies. So let's do that from this side here. Trying to make the most of this so we can use up our paper wisely. Okay, so I've got that, and now from the red, we're going to punch a couple of the wings. All right, so I'm punching the wings, and we're also going to punch a body, and we'll do another one. I'm just punching a bunch of these because I really don't remember how many I need for all these cards. All right. I was on vacation. How was everybody's Christmas? I hope it was good. We're going to use this piece for our first card. So we've got some fun stripes on the back side, and then we've got the flowers on the front. We'll shove these all over to one side. Okay, so for the inside of our card, or for the outside of our card, we need to add this piece here. So we're going to take our seal adhesive. Now, when we are doing the adding of this paper, the thing that I want to also have done is some leaves tucked in. I want to add some leaves that are tucked into the top like that. So what I'm going to do before I actually tack it down to the white base is I'm going to add just a strip of adhesive across the top here. Okay, I've just got it across the top, and then I'm going to use it without actually taping it down. I'm going to use it like this as a guide so I can add my leaves. Is that going to fit? And it is. And then I'll grab my vellum one and I'll add that one back here like that. So you're just checking to see if it will fit using an 1/8 of an inch border around your card. And that looks like it'll work. Then the next thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to check to see that the leaf ends don't tuck out. These little guys here. So I'm going to lay this down on the inside of my card backwards. I'm going to bring this down, but not all the way. And if you look closely, I'll bring it in even more. Oh, I'm glad, Ginger. Mine was wonderful too. You can see that there's just a little peek of that vellum leaf there. So, because we only put adhesive right towards the top, we can come up and under this leaf here and just trim it up. And now we know that we're going to be okay. The next thing is we're going to add adhesive right here. So I'm going to actually put it on the card, not going really close to the edges, by the way, just going close to this edge, but not the sides, I should say. And then we'll lay this down like this. Is this something that a beginner could do? Totally. You guys, if you are new to paper crafting, this is a card that you could totally do. I'll zoom back out because we are really close now. All right. Next, let's go ahead and open it up. And, okay, good. I'm going to now add some ribbon. So I'm bringing in this gingham ribbon. And did you see, I have these earrings on. These earrings are from my friend Vicky. She made them to me with that shrink plastic. We have, or we used to have, do we have it anymore? No, a buffalo plaid background stamp. And she stamped me some earrings with it. So sweet of her. So we need about 13 inches of ribbon. Beginning crafters, I have 2 scissors here. Just a little tip. If you get into crafting, you'll probably want to assign one of them to your ribbon. So just tie some ribbon around it because that's going to stay your sharpest scissors. Your other one will get dull fast with cutting papers, but with cutting fabrics and that sort of thing, it doesn't put as much stress on the actual blades, I guess. So this is your sharp scissors. This is your one that eventually you sharpen or you throw away and you replace. Okay, so we can tie our ribbon around like this on the front, or what could be really fun is to take and start here, but open it up and tie our ribbon like our bow or our knot on the inside. So I'm going to do that like that. And then we'll just shift it because I think, I'm peeking at the finished one, yes. I think I have it shifted over to one side because we're going to add a ladybug to the inside on the other, on the right side. And now I'll just move this up and down like that. The advantage to not taping down your ribbon and just getting used to tying, nice and secure is that you can shift your ribbon. But if your ribbon is still loose, take a glue dot and stick it right underneath maybe the bow. If you put it, say, somewhere like that, it's going to be noticeable. But if you put it under the bow, the ribbon is, or the glue dot is not going to show as much. Okay, so we've got that done. Now let's go ahead and do one of the bodies of our ladybugs. We'll bring in our stamps and our black ink, tuxedo black ink. We're going to ink up our stamp. We're going to tuck our Stampin' Pierce mat underneath our grid paper here. And we're going to stamp one of those sets of 4 dots on the right side of the ladybug's red body and on the left side, like that. Okay, so now I have his wings that are sitting down, or her wings that are sitting down, all stamped and ready to go. Why did I cut off the head? Because we are going to add that on top of the black body base. Oops, get this moving. There we go. So there's our completed sitting ladybug, and he or she is going to go on the inside of our card, and it's actually going to be holding on to one of our branches. So I am really slathering that up. So let's take one of the branches, and I think I'm going to flip it this way. There we go. And we'll just stick it down right there on the card. Okay. Next, we're going to do another red piece, but this time we're doing it on the open wings. So we'll ink that up, and you can just line it up right over the top and stamp it down. All right. So now we have those wings, and they're open. But when they're open like that, it makes you believe that they're in flight, right? So we're going to do something different on the back side for adhesive. We're going to bring in dimensionals. And we have these mini dimensionals, but we also have mini dimensionals in the black dimensionals pack. So because we're using black and dark paper, I think it'll be a good idea to use black dimensionals and putting them further out on the outside of the wings, but still narrow so that they attach to the body of the ladybug. And then we're going to use glue dots because that's a nice strong adhesive, and we're going to use that adhesive on the part that comes closer to the actual head of the ladybug. So we'll put one there, and we'll put one right here, like that. We'll take off the backings, and we'll turn this over and add it right there on our ladybug. And if you flip it over, you can see that the dimensionals are still connected to the body. They're not sticking out here. So they're definitely going to connect to that butterfly. And now you can place your, ladybug. And now you can place your ladybug wherever you want. So before we close this up, let's stamp one of our sentiments right here. My friend. Now let's close it. And we're going to add our butterfly, or I'm sorry, I keep saying butterfly. I love butterflies. We're going to add our ladybug down there, but we need an outside sentiment, because what are you saying with the my friend sentiment, right? So let's bring in another punch. This is a punch that you can find in our annual catalog selection. It is our Banners Pick a Punch. We're going to open it up. This is how you unlock punches, by the way. You just push that forward. When you see the hole, that means that it's open. You're going to insert your cardstock, and I've got a 1/2 inch tall piece, a little strip here of the Granny Apple Green, and I'm punching that. And then I'm going to stamp my words that say, you can bug me any time. And we're going to stamp that pretty close to the actual banner cut end there. I want to embellish this, but before I do, I'll add it to my card right about here. And for that matter, I can add my ladybug to my card right about here. So the last step is to grab some fun rhinestones. And you can use the clear ones as is, or what's really fun is to take and color them with blends markers so that they match your project. So we're going to bring a little bit of those rhinestones out here, and we'll just go in a circle with our brush end of our blends marker to add some green coloring to it. We'll let it sit for just a second. I'm glad you like it, Vay. Thank you. Okay, we'll add that right here. We'll flip it over, use our paper scissors, and trim. And that is our first card of the two. Let me zoom out just a tad. There we go. Ta-da! Isn't that fun? And here is the inside. So you can see both of them together. Okay, now we are going to do a second one. This one's kind of the same, only kind of different. So let us bring in, actually let's get some bodies here stamped. We'll stamp these again because we'll need to have those added to the card. Here's our ink. Get all the pieces ready. We'll do our body on the left, or on the right, and on the left. And then we'll cut off the head. Oh, poor ladybug. We'll add this to the base. I think I'm in need of another body. I'm in need of another body for our other guy here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Watch this. Teresa Glow, who is my helper, was a really smart cookie, because the other day she said, well, you can just punch like the head portion for the red ones, because she helped me mass produce these. So I'm just going to punch the head portion here. And then we can do that. It gives the illusion that, well, hang on, because we got some fuzzies. Sometimes when you punch really close to the edge of a cardstock piece, you get fuzzies. There. Now it looks like he's complete, and we can use this one for the other guy. So let's take our glue dots. Again, add one close to where it's going to connect with the head. Add the other one close. Grab our black dimensionals. One there, one there. And it really doesn't matter if they're black or white dimensionals, except for the fact that sometimes you have people who love your cards when they get them, and they go, ooh, how did they make that? And when they look at it at the side, they can see that it's, oops, I'm not tilting it right, am I? There we go. They can see the dark adhesive in there, and it just like all flows. It flows together so nicely. Okay, so, and we need to do our little banner piece. Oops, almost forgot about that. Let's see if we can, no, we're going to cut another strip. We're going to cut another strip. Cut a 1/2 inch strip. And we'll put that into our punch. Punch it. And we'll stamp that with our sentiment that says, "It's a good day." And we'll set that aside. Okay, we are ready. I just have one other thing to stamp, and we can do that afterwards. So let us bring in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You don't have to add this step if you don't want to, especially if you don't own this tool. But we can add some fun texture to the top of this card. So we're going to use the black cardstock as our base now. So I've got the same size base. It's 8 inches scored, 5.5 inches in, and it's 4 1/4 inches wide. We're going to emboss this section right here, and we're going to be using the greenery embossing folders. These are not 3D embossing folders, so they're a little bit flatter of an image, or texture I should say. We'll be using this one, And we're just going to open up our folder, insert our paper so that it looks kind of like that. And it's okay if we go beyond the score line. I'm totally fine with that. You don't have to, but on my card, my finished card, I said I'm totally fine with that, and that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, so for our sandwich, we need platform number 1. You can see the 1 down there in the bottom of the screen. Then we need the cutting mat number 3. Then we need our embossing folder with our paper inside, and we need our cutting mat number 3 again on top. All right, sandwich it all, guide it in, keep it all centered as you guide it in. Okay, and it's caught, and now we can crank. And now what we've done is we've put an impression into the paper. And it looks like the leaf punch. It looks like the bow punch, doesn't it? Okay. All right, so there's the start of that card. For this one, we're going to use some more of the Pattern Party paper. We've got the Granny Apple Green, but we're going to put that on the inside just like we did before. And this time we're going to adhere our paper in this direction, okay, because we want to see more of the embossed area of that card. So for our leaves, we're going to tuck like that, and we need another vellum one. There it is. We're going to tuck like this. Okay, so let's put adhesive here first. We're just going to go right across. Again, not going all the way to the sides, but going as close as we can up to that edge. Keeping this in a place where it will help guide us, and also coming down on the leaves that we've already set up. So you just go down on them, pick them up, and then open it up. And then you can take and, we want to check it out here, don't we? So we're going to go like this. And it looks like we won't be able to see the branches, so that's good. This is a 4x4 piece, so whichever direction you want to put it in is fine. If you do have a directional paper, you'll want to keep that in mind when cutting, by the way. Anytime you have a patterned paper, keep that direction in mind if there is one. Okay, now when we lay this down, we're going to put adhesive here on the paper. So we've got adhesive there, we've got adhesive there, and all together it's going to cover that span of space that's between here and here. Okay, it's all connected. The next thing we're going to do is add our ribbon, and this time I'm bringing in one of my favorites. It's the black glittered organdy ribbon. So we'll get about 13 inches of that, and we'll tie in a knot. And this time my knot is going to come, I'm going to shift it. I'm going to bring it right next to those branches, and we have it on the front side of the card. So we're just going to bring it right over here by kind of arching our cardstock and shifting it like that. And you can bring it even closer to the leaves if you want. It's up to you, especially if you don't stick it down with a glue dot. And then we'll go like that and like that. Okay, this piece is going to go on the front of the card here. So we'll add some adhesive. And that'll stick down right here in the spot that isn't as embossed. We'll trim it with our paper. So, oops, that's our ribbon scissors. Caught myself. Aren't these colors fun? Thank you, Kathy. All right, so that's there. I'm going to bring in red rhinestones. So we already have some rhinestones that are already pre-colored. We have a holiday pack of rhinestones. We have the red rhinestones. And we have all kinds of embellishments. We have champagne rhinestones. So you don't necessarily have to own blends, but it does make your regular rhinestones much more flexible. We're going to grab one of those and stick it right there. And then we need one of our ladybugs on the front. So we'll take the flying one. And we'll add that down here in the corner. So we've kind of balanced it out with 3 different visual points on the front of the card. On the inside, we have a black space. So we need a white layer. But when we do this white layer on the inside of the card, we really should have done it first. You should do it before you add your green, your pattern paper layer. Sorry. Yeah. Live. It's a live video. We can't go back. Okay? So pretend like I'm laying this down first. After I've stamped it even. That would be a wise idea too, Rachel. And then I put the green paper on top to make sure that it covers the white. See what I mean there? It helps to do your white inside first. Oh well. All right, that's in there now. And we've made sure that it's covered. And we should have stamped it first. Let's bring in our stamps and ink. So this is the sentiment we want on the inside of that. It's going to become a birthday card. Yay. For anybody who has a... Ah! See, and that's why you stamp first before... I did that on purpose, didn't I? No, I did not. Oh my goodness sakes, Rachel. Now you're rushing. You're going super fast. Slow down. I love how you guys tell me to do that too. I'll see comments after the live is over that say, oh, it's okay, Rachel. It's okay. Slow down, slow down. Okay, we're stamping first. Can you hear my cat? I don't know what's going on with him. We're going to stamp that down. Now we can add this to the inside of the card. Just in case we made a mistake, we have two sides to our paper. My goodness. My goodness sakes. All right, let's check it out again. Move that over. Lay this down carefully. Check. Yep, it'll work. Press that down. Now the outside of our card has some red, so the inside of our card needs a little bit of red. That's where the other... Can you hear him? You probably can't. He's crazy. He's going crazy up there. So the inside of our card needs some red also. So we're putting a ladybug right at the tippy top there. I wonder if my son is playing with him. Let's move these things aside. Let's bring in one more card. So this is the outside and the inside of that one that I just did. See, it's funny because it's a similar layout, it's similar products, and yet you get a whole different look, right? So there's that one. And then this last one I'm not going to walk you through, but I am going to just kind of point out some details on the card. So instead of using the black ribbon, I brought in some fresh freesia ribbon. This is our fresh freesia open weave ribbon, it's called. And the reason why is because of the designer paper, because I found a paper that has kind of gray and white on the outside, which is close to black and white, but on the inside it has fresh freesia flowers. And so that's why I thought I should have a little purple on the outside, and then we'll have that on the inside too. And that's where I also stamped my floral images down there. And I stamped off, so it's called second generation. When you stamp your ink onto your paper and then stamp onto your cardstock, so you're getting a lighter image, you're getting that kind of look. So that's an actual lighter image of what the ink would actually look like. So there is that card. And that paper comes from another new set of products. And that set of products is a paper called Heart and Home. Some of you may have seen this paper out there already because it was something that some demonstrators that attended a convention online could pre-order. And so you may have seen little swatches of this. Let's see if I can spread it all out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I got them all. 4, 5, 6. So this is the colorful side of the paper. It's got little bees in it. So pretty. And of course flowers. And then the back side are these like basic gray. I think it's basic gray. Let me look at the colors. Yep, basic gray and white wooden plank kind of designs, which I totally think is so amazingly fun, right? How fun it is to craft with that. So that's like a must-have for me. So that is the Heart and Home paper. We are going to bring in all these cards now so you can see them at a glance. And we're going to talk about prizes and next week and any specials going on because we have some stuff that's happening. This is that time of year. So that time of year means that we have old products leaving. They're not necessarily old, but products that have been in the past mini catalog. And then we have some products that are coming in. So again, I already showed you at the beginning of the video the cover of the catalog, the catalogs that are coming into play on January 4th. Make sure that you're staying in tune with your demonstrator, or if you don't have a demonstrator, you can, make sure that you're connected with me. You can connect to me with your email, and I can add you to my newsletter list, that sort of thing. But make sure that you're in touch with some demonstrator and you're getting this information, because it's fun. Things are coming that are fun. Here's the third one, sorry. There's the last one. Okay, and what's leaving? The things that are leaving are things from the mini catalog called the July through December mini catalog. So you'll want to look at any promotion things happening with that. There are some things that are discounted, so you can get some items. Oh gosh, is it 50 or 60%? I think it's up to 50% off. I don't remember. Anyways, check it out. Go to the online store and check out what's going on with those. Some things have already disappeared because they're sold out. We also have the Eden's Garden collection of consumable products that are leaving. The stamps and the dies are staying around, but if you've heard of the Eden Garden products, the designer paper, the cotton paper, and those pretty embellishments are leaving. So grab those up before they're gone too. Looking at my list here, I want to make sure. New tutorials. If you're familiar with the tutorials that I share on my blog at stampyourartout.com, you'll be able to get in on the subscription offer, because we're at the start of a new set of 6 months of tutorials, and that is going to start on January 1st. So January 1st, you'll be able to get your hands on those tutorials and either purchase them individually, earn them with a qualifying order, or purchase 6 of them for the value of 5. So check that out. Time for prizes. Okay? Prizes! All right. Tutorial. Tutorial is the prize. Oops, hold on. There we go. So you get to choose from one of my tutorials this time. So if you are somebody who's enjoyed them in the past, then you know what I'm talking about. It's a, gosh, what value is it? It's a $15 value for a set of tutorials, and you can get to go to my blog at Stamp Your Art Out and pick out any one of those all-star tutorials that you may not have gotten in the past. That is the prize for today's winners that Trisha will pick. Last week's prizes, I'm going to pull those out again, were basically pick 2 of leftovers. So we're going to go down to the desktop again and take a peek at those. So while Trisha is getting the names ready for the current prize winners, the 2 prize winners for today for tutorials, I'm going to bring in the embellishments and papers and things like that that you can pick from if you are the prize winner whose lucky name either got picked last time we did the live, or you're on my computer right now waiting for me to announce you. And the third winner is always someone from the after live commenting. So if you're watching the video after the live is done, you get to comment and get entered into that other prize. So I'm getting my computer ready so I can share that name with all of you. So this person gets to pick from 2 things here. You've got the garden gems, you've got the masks. They're called the Adorning Design Decorative Masks. About a half a pack of that fun, cute Halloween paper. This roll of ribbon, which is almost full, it's the Pool Party Striped Grosgrain. This is the Cherry Cobbler and Gold Metallic Ribbon. Wonderful gems, which, not as many on there, but still really pretty. And not as many of the cute stars, but they're there. Also got the gingerbread little acrylic shapes, and these are called the Subtle Shimmer Sequins. So lots to pick from. Who is the winner from last week or 2 weeks ago? Oh, wait, I'm stopping because Trisha looks like she just announced the winners for this week. So Beth Merkel and Mary Schreiber, you get to pick a tutorial. Make sure that you are reaching out to me. And the winner from last time, the After Live comments, is Holly Hold. So congratulations. All of you, please reach out to me using my email address, because I can't connect with commenters during the live. I have no way of clicking on your name after a live is over. So you need to reach out to me. And on that note, I do have somebody who did contact me last week, but I responded to her email and I haven't heard back from her. So I'm wondering if her email got put into a spam folder or something. Her name is Elam San Martin, or Elam San Martin. You had picked out your products and then you didn't give me your address. So I have no way of sending them to you until I have your address. And then Carol Bates from the December 8th drawing, you still have Stampin' Pierce Matte and Dimensionals waiting for you too. After a couple weeks, I do throw things back into the bin, but I thought I would just announce her name. So congratulations to all of you. I think that's it as far as announcements go. I did have somebody ask me how my ankle is doing. That happened about 3 weeks ago, I want to say. It has pretty much healed. It was crazy. Like bruising happened after I had healed. Like I felt like I could walk on it fine, and then this big bruise shows up. Weird how the bodies how they react, right? But I'm doing great on that. So thank you for your well wishes. But now I'd like to ask for your well wishes once again, because I am having surgery tomorrow. I know, right? Rachel just decides to go and have surgery and tell you the day before. It's an elective surgery and I'm going to be fine. I know I am. But if you can just put out some well wishes and prayers or whatever, I believe that it helps. And I would love for that. It's just a little minor hernia surgery. Just going to fix up something that's been sitting around for a while. And I don't know. I just want to heal my body. So we are not going to meet next week because I anticipate that would stress me out and I wouldn't heal as well if I don't have the ability to rest and relax for about a week. I actually prepare for these lives about 4 days before. And so I would be preparing for next Wednesdays in about 2 days or so. And I don't think I'm going to be ready to do that. So anyways, please forgive me for taking another week off. But now you know why. So I will see you. The next time will be, gosh, what will that be? Where did I write it down? Oh, it's down here. January 12th. January 12th at 11 a.m. Central Time. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Take care. And I'd like you all now to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.